Happy hello to all. In this video, we're gonna see the miraculous journey of two individuals and how it changes their perspective towards life. One is an advertisement filmmaker, Anbe Sivam. And the other one, a social activist, Lakshmi. Anbe Sivam prefers to call himself as a Rs. And Lakshmi prefers Shivam. What can a journey do to a person? Come, let us get into the journey, along with them. The rain gets heavier day by day. It was during the 2001 Orissa floods. And that is when an ad filmmaker Anbe Sivam was rushing back to the Bhubaneswar airport. He had come here for seeing a location, and to his shock, all the flights to Chennai got cancelled that day, due to bad weather conditions. To add to his confusion, he sees a person who looks weird, and whose activities were strange. Anbe Sivam suspected him to be a terrorist, and complained to the cops. After inquiring, that person was found to be a handicapped, and a left-hander. Which metaphorically symbolizes that he is a person who follows communism. Anbe Sivam, feeling guilty about his act, hides from that stranger. But destiny made them meet again.
I'm terribly Ars. I'm sorry. I'm Ars and I'm terribly sorry. Oh, hi.
And that stranger introduced himself as Shivam, a social activist from Tamil Nadu. But due to his strange behavior, Anbe Sivam feels uncomfortable talking to him. To his bad, the 5-star hotel where he stays is out of rooms. Now he was wondering where to stay. But Shivam, with the help of his contacts, has managed to get an accommodation at 2-star hotel. He also offered Anbe Sivam to share the room with him. With no other choice, Aras accepted. But later he left Shivam at the airport, and got to the hotel alone as he wanted to avoid him. Despite heavy rain, Aras somehow managed to reach the hotel. He also notices the Shivam's bag with him, and throws it to a dustbin. Meanwhile, when he enters the room, to his surprise,
hi, handsome.
He finds Shivam admiring his beauty in the mirror. Aras was irritated to see him again, but he felt guilty when Shivam brought back his phone, which he left at the airport. So he took back the bag from the dustbin, and returned it to Shivam, as compensation. A help, for help. But Shivam's opinions, and suggestions about everything, and his continuous talks, annoyed him. They felt a complete contrast between them. But somehow, they both managed to sleep, in between all these mess. The next day, Aras came to the railway station early in the morning, to board some train and get back to Chennai. But due to the flood, the tracks were full of water, and he was full of confusion. And while he was thinking a way out, a thief stole all his money and ran away. Again, Shivam came to the rescue, this time along with a local friend, Comrade Mishra, and Mishra thanked Anbe Sivam for returning Shivam's bag, which has got the 32 lakhs compensation money, for union workers in Chennai. The flight got cancelled, and railway station flooded, but now, with the very less money that Shivam has, they somehow have to travel back to Chennai. But when there is a necessity, there will be a possibility. They decided to travel to the next railway station, in a local bus, and board the Coromandel Express, to Chennai. And they enjoyed every bit of the unexpected open rooftop bus travel. Anbe Sivam, who was on high and hungry, with no money left, ordered many food thinking of his credit card. But it was 2001, and India was not digitalized. So Shivam sold Anbe Sivan's shoe for a handful of money, to tackle the situation. And, in turn,
Italian designer shoe. 10,000 ரூபா. இனிமே நம்ம ரெண்டு பேருமே வெறும் காலோட நடக்கலாம். Listen man, don't you ever touch my things again, okay? Okay. நீங்க ரொம்ப தான் ஓவர் ஆக்ட் பண்றீங்க, okay? நான் தொட்டனே கால் துண்டா போயிடுச்சோ?
அட இருங்க சார், ஒரு ஆக்சிடென்ட்ல அடிபட்டு ஒரு கால் குட்டை எனக்கு. உங்க ஷூ மாத்திரம் டிசைனர் ஷூ இல்லை, என் ஷூ அப்படித்தான். உங்கது இட்டாலி, என்னது டிசைன்ட் இன் ஆஸ்பத்திரி.
I'm really sorry, Mr. Sivam.
After telling them the way to railway station, Comrade Mishra left. And the station master tells them that the Coromandel Express to Chennai might arrive in few hours. Okay. So, let them wait for the train. Meanwhile, I have a question for you. What makes a journey beautiful? Is it the travel? Or the destination? Or the people? Or the experience? You keep thinking, and we shall get back to the railway station. Anbarasu is a man with a hopeful future, but with lot of confusions, and Shivam is a man with a haunting past, but with a lot of clarity. While waiting for the train, Anbarasu tells Shivam that his wedding is in 2 days, and he has to reach back to Chennai, somehow as early as possible. And over the conversation, he asked about Shivam's story. And this kindled the memories of Shivam, Han, Nala Shivam.
நாட்டுக்கொரு செய்தி சொல்ல நகரிக கோமாளி வந்தேனுங்க.
Nala Sivam, Han, Nala, was a socialist who likes communism, and he also does street plays against capitalism, along with his troupe. Particularly targeting the capitalist owner, Kandaswamy Padiachi, for the increment of labor wages, which was constantly 910 rupees for many years. Going through the past, Shivam thinks about how he used to be before, and as usual, Aras lost his interest in hearing his past. And he left. But memories won't leave so quickly. Shivam can't get back from his past. He doesn't want to get back actually. And, as there are few more hours for the train, he dived into his past again. Getting back to where he left, there happened a chance for Nala to attend a dinner at the Kandaswamy Padiachi's bungalow, on the occasion of his daughter's birthday. It is like getting into the lion's den, for Nala. There, he heard the capitalists' conversation, where they decided there will never be a rise in the labor wages from the existing 910 rupees. Being a comrade who fights for the goodness of union workers, on hearing their conversation, Nala felt agitated. But there, he happened to meet Bala, Kandaswamy's daughter, and she was impressed by Nala's artistic skills. She somehow convinced her dad to get Nala to do an art at their new office building. And Kandaswamy suggested Nala to paint an art of Lord Shiva at the huge white wall. And eventually, during the process, their love story grows, along with the art on the wall. One fine day, the art gets completed and attains the form of Lord Shiva. But Nala used this opportunity to bring communism inside the capitalist office through his art. On knowing this, and their love story, Kandaswamy Padiachi wants to end this immediately. So, they both decided to get married as early as possible, along with the support of Nala's friends. And the next day, when Nala was on the bus,
அடிங்கடா, அடிச்சு கொல்லுங்க, அடிங்க.
The local people rescued him and admitted in the hospital. He could not accept what has just happened to him. He really felt very bad on seeing his condition. But the consistent care and love from the doctors slowly healed him. He got a customized shoe and a stick to walk, also spectacles to see. These are not just accessories, but he felt that these are a part of his life hereafter, which made him a complete man again. The unconditional love that he got there changed his perspective about God.
Nana, I forgot something.
He realized that the humans who show love to others are the real God. Then he decided to spend his rest of the life by spreading love to others.
Anbe Sivam.
He then visits Kandaswamy Padiachi and came to know that Bala is married to someone and she lives abroad. Realizing his condition now, he promised that he will not disturb his daughter again. He then visits the people who rescued him from the accident.
இப்படி பொளச்சு வந்தவங்கள கடவுளுக்கு சமம்னு சொல்லுவாங்க சாமி. இப்போ நீங்க கடவுள ஆமா.
நீங்களும் தான்.
நானா?
இந்த மாதிரி அன்பு காட்டுறவங்க என்ன பொறுத்த வரைக்கும் கடவுளுக்கு சமம்.
There he sees the dog, which was the reason for the bus accident and also for his survival. He decides to adopt it and takes the dog along with him. Oh, the train time has arrived. We shall get back to the railway station. Everything changes, but the disagreement and argument between them continues.
ஆமா போங்க சார், நீங்க வேற. பணம் கொடுத்தா கூட வசதி கிடைக்காத ஒரு நாடு இது. That's India for you.
பணம் கொடுத்தா எது வேணா எப்ப வேணா கிடைக்கும்னு நினைக்கிறவங்க இருக்கிற வரைக்கும் that will be India for you.
ஆமா, உடனே உலகத்திலேயே எல்லாத்தோட நல்ல நாடு சோவியத் யூனியன் அப்படின்னு சொல்லுவீங்களே.
இல்ல, நீ அப்படி சொல்ல முடியாது.
அப்படி ஒத்துக்குங்க. நீங்க ஒத்துக்கிட்டாலும் ஒத்துக்கலனாலும் சோவியத் யூனியன் ஒரு முழு நாடு இல்லவே இல்ல. உடஞ்சு சுக்கு நூறா போயிடுச்சு. இப்போ சோவியத் யூனியன் இல்லனா கம்யூனிசமே இல்லன்னு அர்த்தம்ல. அப்படியே அதை பத்தியே பேசிட்டு இருக்கீங்க.
மிஸ்டர் ரோமியோ, இப்ப தாஜ்மஹால் இடிஞ்சு போச்சுன்னு வச்சுக்கோங்க, நீங்களாம் லவ் பண்றதை நிறுத்திடுவீங்களா?
ஓகே, வெரி கிளவர். பட் மிஸ்டர் ரெட், லவ் இஸ் a feeling.
கம்யூனிசம் அதான் ஒரு ஃபீலிங். கால் மார்க்ஸ் அதை பத்தி எழுதுறதுக்கு முன்னாடியே பல பேருக்கு அந்த ஃபீலிங் வந்தாச்சு. ஆனா கால் மார்க்ஸ் அதை பத்தி எழுதினாரு, ஒரு தத்துவமா மாத்தினாரு. இதெல்லாம் பத்தி உங்கள்கிட்ட பேசக்கூடாது. முக்கியமா நீங்க அதை பத்தி பேசக்கூடாது. ஏன்னா ட்ரெயின் வந்துருச்சு.
Train வந்துருச்சு. Okay.
And the argument continues between a socialist who supports communism and a socialist who works for capitalism. They both agree to disagree. And at the heat of the moment,
How dare you?
என்ன பேசிட்டே இருக்கும்போது அடிச்சிட்டீங்க?
அதனது சப்பா இருக்கு, மூக்குல இருந்து ரத்தமா? ஒரு நிமிஷம், I'll just get some tissue.
இல்ல பரவாயில்ல, சவுப்பு தான் எனக்கு பிடிச்ச கலர்.
and in turn, Shivam hits him back. Anbarasu, to get rid of Shivam, locks the door after he gets down, and leaves him in the station. Later, in the morning, the TTE informed him that the previous train on this track has derailed, so the train cannot move from the place for another 48 hours. Thinking about his bad fate, Anbarasu gets down from the train. And he saw a major train accident that has just happened, with blood-shedded bodies all around. He became nervous on being in that abnormal scenario. Fortunately, he saw Shivam again, and that is when he became normal.
You all right?
No, I am not all right. அப்பல இந்த ஹாஸ்பிடல் ஆம்புலன்ஸ் இதெல்லாம் பிடிக்காது. அது சரி, நீங்க இங்க எப்படி வந்தீங்க?
சொன்னா கொமட்டது நடுக்கமா இருக்குன்னு இந்த பிளட் எல்லாம் ஏத்திட்டு வர ஆம்புலன்ஸ்ல வந்தேன். எனக்கு நிறைய ஃப்ரெண்ட்ஸ் இருக்காங்க சார், டாக்டர், நர்ஸ்ன்னு.
உங்களுக்கு பாருங்க, உலகம் முழுக்க ஃப்ரெண்ட்ஸா இருக்காங்க. என்னாலதான் யாரை நம்புறதுன்னே தெரியல. அது எப்படி சார் எல்லாத்துக்கும் நீங்க சிரிக்கிறீங்க?
வருதே,
எனக்கு வர மாட்டேங்குதே.
வரும் ட்ரை பண்ணுங்க.
ஐயோ, எதை பார்த்தாலும் நர்வஸா இருக்கு, பயமா இருக்கு. எனக்கு எல்லாம் தெரியும் நினைச்சேன், ஆனா ஒண்ணுமே தெரியல. I'm useless, sir.
ஏன் அப்படிலாம் சொல்றீங்க? Don't be like that. Be positive.
And to his surprise, he meets the doctor who saves his life. She was searching for AB negative blood group donor for saving a boy's life. Anbarasu is AB negative. He hesitates initially, as he was afraid of blood. But later, after realizing that he could save a boy, he agreed to donate blood. They traveled back to Chennai in an ambulance, along with that boy, after donating blood. Anbarasu felt happy that he could save a boy's life, amidst all these chaos. And somewhere near the border of Tamil Nadu, they stopped for a break. But suddenly, the boy's condition became critical. And unfortunately, he is no more. Anbarasu felt really bad about what has just happened.
எதுக்கு இதெல்லாம் எனக்கு புரியவே இல்லை. என்ன மாதிரி டிசைன் இது? ஒரு ட்ரெயினை கவுக்க வச்சு, அதுல ஒரு சின்ன பையனை செக்க வச்சு, சாவர நிலைமைக்கு அவனை கொண்டு போய், கிடைக்க முடியாத ஒரு பிளட் குரூப் திடீர்னு அவனுக்கு அதிசயமா கிடைக்க வச்சு, அவனை பொழைக்க வச்சு, இப்போ வயல திடீர்னு சாகடிச்சு, என்ன கொடுமை இது? என்ன மாதிரி கடவுள் இது? இல்ல, இந்த மாதிரி சமயத்துல தான் ஒரு கடவுள் இருக்காரா இல்லைன்னு நம்பிக்கை இல்ல. ஐம் சாரி, நான் உங்களை மாதிரி இல்ல. எனக்கு கடவுள் நம்பிக்கை உண்டு.
எனக்கு கடவுள் நம்பிக்கை இல்லைன்னு யார் சொன்னது?
ஓ, இப்போ திடீர்னு உங்களுக்கு கடவுள் நம்பிக்கை வந்துருச்சா?
ரொம்ப நாளாவே இருக்கு.
யார் இந்த கடவுள்? Look, I don't understand your jokes, man.
Because it's not a joke. முன்ன பின்ன தெரியாத ஒரு பையனுக்காக கண்ணீர் விடுற அந்த மனசு இருக்க, அதான் கடவுள்.
Thank you. என்ன திடீர்னு இந்த பணிவு?
ஏன்னா நானும் கடவுள்.
நினைச்சேன் ஏதாவது ஒரு ரோக்கு இருக்கணுமே. சரி, நீங்க கடவுள் யார் சொன்னது?
ஒரு மலை மேல ஒரு பொட்டி கடை வச்சிருந்த அம்மா சொன்னாங்க. அன்னில இருந்து நம்பிட்டேன். புரியல? புரியக்கூடாது, அதான் கடவுள். Hey, Ars. You're a good man.
So are you.
I know.
You're a last word freak.
And they reached back to Chennai finally. After giving the amount to the union workers, Shivam bids a send-off to Anbarasu. After an unforgettable journey, Anbarasu doesn't want to miss this person, halfway through the journey called life. So, he asks Shivam to stay with him forever, as his elder brother. And Shivam happily agrees. They both reach the wedding venue. And Anbarasu introduces his new brother to his family. But for a moment, the whole world stops. When Nala Shivam sees her lover, Bala as the bride. Before he could realize what is happening, Kandaswamy Padiachi caught him. But this time the ball is in Shivam's court, as Anbarasu considers him to be his own brother. Kandaswamy agreed to do whatever he wants. and Shivam agreed to leave without creating any issue if he increases the wages for the union workers from 910 rupees and sign an agreement implementing that hike immediately. And as agreed, Shivam left from the place after dropping a letter to Anbarasu, in which he addressed himself as a bird that cannot be caged. But in every branch that he sits in future, he will miss the love of dearest new brother. But Kandaswamy Padiachi sends his goon to kill Shivam. But the goon, who feels guilty about all the mistakes he has done throughout his life, has decided not to kill Shivam.
இதுக்கு மேலேயும் நல்லவங்களுக்கு நான் தப்பு பண்ணேன்னு வச்சுக்கோங்க, எனக்கு அந்த சாமி நல்ல சாவே கொடுக்காது. எனக்கு சாமி நம்பிக்கை இருக்கு தம்பி, உங்களுக்கு எப்படியோ?
எனக்கும் இருக்கு.
அப்படிங்களா? எந்த சாமி? நானா?
ஒருத்தனை கொல்லணும்னு வந்துட்டு மனசை மாத்திக்கிட்டு மன்னிப்பும் கேட்கிற மனுஷா இருக்கானே, அதான் என்னை பொறுத்த வரைக்கும் சாமி.
மனசை மாத்திக்கிட்டேன், சாமியெல்லாம் இல்லை தம்பி.
அப்படிலாம் நம்பிக்கை இல்லாம நாத்தியம் பேசாதீங்க. ஊரெல்லாம் இந்த மாதிரி நிறைய சாமி இருக்கு, நமக்கு தான் தெரியல. நம்புங்க. தேங்க்ஸ். வரேன்.
தம்பி தம்பி வந்துடாதீங்க, வந்து என் பழப்பை கெடுத்துடாதீங்க. உங்களை முடிச்சுட்டு நான் அண்ணன்ட்ட சொல்லிடுறேன். அண்ணா,
உங்க பழப்ப கெடுக்க மாட்டேன், பொழைச்சு போங்க.
Anbe Sivam Yenbum Anbe Sivam Yenbum Anbe Sivam Yenbum Anbe Sivam.
I can't believe he did this to me. But he's right. சிவம் ஒரு பறவை மாதிரி தான். அந்த பறவை ஒரு கூண்டுக்குள்ள அடிச்சு வைக்கணும்னு நினைச்சது என் தப்பு.
What makes a journey beautiful? Is it the travel? Or the destination? Or the people? Or the experience? For me, along with all these, it is always the memories about the journey that makes it beautiful. Maybe the comma in the title card, which means, Dear God, might be a reply letter from Anbarasu to Shivam, recollecting all his memories from the journey.